Hey, Tony Guys is here. Now, I wanted to address this because this kind of leads into what we were talking about. How does a man move on so fast? And I want you to understand how and why a man comes back. So, the first thing you have to realize is that there are exceptions to almost every rule, and there are caveats and nuances to everything. So there is nothing that is one size fits all, and you cannot take general information like this and apply it to a specific situation because it may not apply. That's why one-on-one sessions are available from coaches, and that is why you should do that before you make any changes, serious changes in your life. So first, understand this, that it is rare, although you have heard from speakers and teachers like myself of men who have come back to a woman and it worked out. Those are exceptions to the rule. It is not the norm. I know a lot of times women have fantasies and have ideas and don't want those things to be shattered. And I know a lot of women want to believe that their man is going to miss them, is going to regret leaving them, and is going to come crawling back on his knees begging for forgiveness, and he's going to be a changed man with a new mindset and a new heart. And although that can happen, that is very rare. And if you really get down to the nitty gritty, if you get down to the real story of those of us who went back to a woman and it worked out, went back to a woman, got married, stayed married, if you get down to the nitty gritty, 9 out of 10 times what you're gonna find is that it still was not a smooth process. 9 out of 10 times you're going to find it still was some ego, it still was some power struggles, it still was some infidelity or some disrespect or something of that nature. Now here's the thing, some of the things that happen will never be talked about, because if a woman cheated, she's not gonna tell you that. If a man cheated, he's not gonna tell you that. So that's what you got to realize and understand first and foremost, is that you will never, ever know the true, full inner workings of another couple's relationship, because people do not tell you all of their business. Nobody cares about you that much to tell you every aspect of their business. So I know a lot of times when I do these videos, people say, well, Tony, you and such said that y'all went back to y'all wife and it worked out. Listen, you don't know my whole story. You don't know my whole story. You don't know my wife's story. I don't even know my wife's story. So that's first and foremost what you got to understand, is do not expect a man to come back. And when a man comes back, do not trust him. Do not trust him. He has to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, beyond a reasonable doubt, in the court of love, that he is back for love, he is back with remorse, and he is back with no ego. He has to prove it. Do not give him the benefit of the doubt. Do not give him any grace. Do not give him any trust. Do not give him any favor. Everything must be earned. That is the way of the world, and that is a man's lot in life. We got to get it out the mud. We got to get it off the muscle, and we got to kill what we eat. Ain't no free lunches. Ain't no free lunches. Ain't nothing easy. Everything got to be earned. So this man, he need to have flowers. He need to have showers. He might, if you're in Africa, need some dowry. He need to be humble. He need to be consistent. He need to be patient. He need to be compassionate. He need to be forgiving. He need to be understanding. When a man come back, everything on the man. The onus is on the man. What's on the woman now, what's on the woman is that you do not throw his past into his face over and over. Now, it's going to be about, and I'm going to be realistic with you. I'm going to be realistic with you now. From being married for 16 years now, I'm going to be realistic with you. It's going to be 10 to 20 good conversations about what happened. Neither side should expect to have one long, full conversation and be done with it. Look at this person. It's a green light. It is a green light. They looking left and right. Ain't no cars coming. It's a green light. Listen, neither party should expect to have one full, long conversation and be done with it. No. You're going to discuss it. You're going to discuss. I don't care how emotionally intelligent you think you are. You're going to have some discussions because it's going to be different sounds, different sights, different smells that trigger this conversation. What you need to do, though, is you got to set a timeline. You may say, hey, okay, I'm going to give this thing 1 year. We got 1 year to hash this thing out, to discuss this thing, to go through this thing, to play through these scenarios. I'm going to give this thing 1 year. After the 1 year mark, I'm going to make a decision. Can I stay? Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget does not mean you do not remember. Forgive and forget means you do not remind them of it. So listen, when that 1 year mark come from the offense that happened, or from when you found out, not from when it happened, because it could have happened 2-3 years ago, but from when you found out, whichever party, from when you found out, you got 1 year. This my rule now. This my rule. Did somebody take this rule? Let them know that's Tony Gaston rule right there now. You got 1 year from the time that you find out about the offense to hash it out. To have that conversation as many times as you need to have it for your peace of mind. And then from there, you got a decision to make. Am I moving on? Or am I going to stay? Forgive and forget. Meaning forgive and do not remind them of the offense. Because you cannot make a person to be a prisoner to their past if you want them to be a part of your present and your future. You cannot make someone be a prisoner to their past if you want them to be a part of your present and your future. Listen to what I'm telling you. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the time, men come back not out of love, out of ego, or out of pain. When a man come back out of ego, what coming back out of ego means, he coming back to get you back because he heard you talking to somebody else. And he ain't finna let no another man have his woman. He got a soul tie with you. He done been through the trenches. He done been in the trenches with you. Y'all got history. He do not want somebody long stroking and back stroking. Y'all got to forgive me now. I just be very, literal on here now. But that's what's going through the man's mind. He ain't not worried about y'all walking through the park. He picturing long stroke, back stroke. You hear me? Peach cobbler, singing on the microphone. He picturing that. And that's why he coming back. No, can't have that. No, we ain't gonna be able to let that. No. So that's why he coming back. A lot of times now, it's out of ego. Probably 70% of the time, it's out of ego. That other 30%, 20%, it's out of pain. The soul tie, for those you don't know what a soul tie is, it's an emotional tie. It can be a toxic emotional tie. It is an emotional tie. Scientifically, it is the craving of the chemical release from the brain that the body receives based on interaction. So when he argues with you, when he hear you laugh, when he sees you smile, when you hold his hand, when y'all fight, when y'all argue, why are them people looking at my car like that? I'm like, do I got a flat tire? They just ain't never seen this kind of vehicle. Why they looking at me like I'm in a parade? And that's typically what it is. It is pain. His stomach is hurting. His head is hurting. He cannot get the monkey off his back. He cannot get the monkey off his back. He is drunk in love. That does not mean it's a good thing now. Don't get to thinking it's a good thing now. That does not mean it's a good thing. It could be very bad. Okay? And what I want you to understand as well, that's when he come back out of pain. That's not a good thing. That means y'all finna continue to go through pain. Okay? Now, what I want you to understand in addition to this is that this man, on the other 10%, I gave you 70%. Now, of course, these numbers could be changed a little bit, but we will never know. Nobody will never know. I'm just doing it based off of thousands of case studies over my 15 years of experience. It's not a lot of scientists don't necessarily study relationships, so you probably better off taking my word for it until there's a relationship scientist that's getting funding like they do for cancer research and they studying relationships. So got a potential member coming in today, so y'all forgive me, got to get on in here. So memberships to the co-working space, ain't many spaces, but to where you want to be able to come up here and just kind of get out the house and work. $97 a month. $97 a month. And of course, when I'm in, we'll be able to chop it up. Somebody will tell him I need security if I'm gonna have members coming in here. IL security. IL security. I secure the security. The security need me. Come here with a plan you want to. Get chopped and filleted. This is that we don't want no problems. Now listen to me. I gave you 70%. I gave you the 20%. That 10% of the time that a man come back is out of love. That other 10% of the time that the man come back is out of love. What I mean by that is that's when he realizes you the one. That's the most rare. That's when he realizes you the one. He realized that he made a mistake. He either left prematurely or he pushed you away, so you had to make him leave or you left him. But he realized that there isn't a woman like you, that he should not try to break you. He should try to love you instead of trying to break you. And that he needs to grow up, mature, get on your level, and make it work with you. That's that 10%. So listen to me. Don't get your hopes up when a man come back. Don't drop your guard when a man come back. Take your time. Make him work. Let him show you. Don't play mind games. Don't play mind games. Don't keep, don't be nasty. Don't get revenge. But just don't get on your back. Do not get on your back. When this man come back, you starting over from scratch. Don't let somebody come back and then you sleeping with him on the first day. Don't do that. He need to wait. He need to wait 3 months, 6 months. That's how you gonna see if he's serious or not. Listen to what I'm telling you now, because a lot of y'all gonna hear this and you're not gonna listen, and then you're gonna get what you get. Don't pitch a fit. Hey, this Tony Gas. Now today you see this video. It is the 5th day of May, and it's not my holiday, but it is people holiday. But it's the 5th day of May. So the replays of the Saturday schools, they $5. If you look at this video and you don't go get one of them replays for $5, I ain't trying to manipulate you. But I'm just telling you, you deserve everything coming to you. Cause when the thing on there for $5 now, $5, come on now. that right there is gonna. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Even if you can only afford one of them, I'm gonna tell you one thing. It's gonna be the best $5 you're gonna ever spend in your life. You show me one thing in this world, that $5 in the learning space, that's gonna benefit you better than one of those replays on TonyGassonAcademy.com. I'm gonna give you $5 back. You show me one thing that benefits you better. That's in the learning space. I ain't talking about bread. I ain't talking about water. In the learning space. Go look through them. If you can afford it, get all of them and take your time and go through them. See, a lot of people buy a course and never go through the course because just the purchase make them feel productive, like they loving themselves, like they working on it. No, you're not doing anything. If you don't go through the course with a notebook and a pen or pencil and take notes, you've done nothing. And you lost it right there. Hey, it's Tony Gasson. God bless you. Also, the growth group. That's our monthly group. We got a call coming up on the 11th. So if one-on-one coaching is not affordable, then you need to be in the growth club, because that is group coaching. It's on Zoom. There's a coaching lesson, and then there's an open Q&A for the remainder of the time of the 2 hour. And it's 2 hour call every month. And then we have bonus calls on more specific topics. I'm gonna put both of those links in the description to the Academy and directly to the Growth Club for those of y'all who want to join us. God bless you. And then with the Growth Club, it's just for the rest of this year. So it's $47 a month, and with the date you sign up on, that's the date it charges you the next month. It charges you the same date and the same time each month for the remainder of the year. And if a month come, you don't have the money, you know your date coming up, just email into support like a week in advance, because sometimes it takes us about 3-4 days to get to the email, and then we'll cancel it for you immediately so you don't get that charge the next month. But if you know you can't afford it, don't sign up, because you just save me the headache. Hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon.